Hello, hi. Shantea, I see you are here. Hey family, welcome. welcome. We are waiting for the host to chime in. Fran, I cannot wait to see you so you can welcome all of your guests. We are going to get started in just a moment. Say hi in the chat. If you are here, say hello. Let me know where you are in the states, where you're chiming in from. Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're here. If you like cooking, if you don't like cooking, let me know in the chat. Come on in. Hello. Hey everybody. I hope y'all are ready to cook. Well, you won't necessarily be cooking, you will be watching me cook. But I do hope that as I make these recipes, that you will in turn make these recipes in your kitchen, that you will go back, order the ingredients, and then make these recipes for your family. It is gonna bless them, trust me, it will do that. I love it. Come on in, let's get started. I'm gonna give it another 60 seconds or so, and then we will get started. If you're here and you have not said hello just yet, say hi and let me know where you are in the United States. Just as an FYI, I'm going to be cooking, and so I'm not going to be watching the chat, but we do have my husband here. His name is Robert. He is going to be watching the chat. He is going to let me know all of the questions that you have. So feel free to ask any questions. If I'm doing something or I'm cooking something, preparing something, prepping something, and you have a question about either what I'm doing or about any of the ingredients, feel free to put them in the chat. I will be answering questions the entire class. So don't be shy, ask all of your questions. Robert, do we have anybody in the chat just yet? Awesome, okay. So is the host here, is Fran here yet? Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fran Tucker's class. My name is Lavondelyn Watson Sandkent. I am also known as that FIRE coach, and I am a faith-based business coach. I have been growing my business practice for over 17 years now. And as a part of that practice of coaching entrepreneurs of faith, helping them to build businesses and to create profitable businesses that they could give glory to God through, as a part of that process, I have long days and long nights. Some nights I am coaching literally back to back to back. On those days, the very last thing that I want to do is cook. Now, I love to cook. I love being in the kitchen. I have a background as a personal chef. However, I don't always have the time. And so that is why I absolutely love Epicure, because it allows me to get dinner on the table in 20 minutes or less. It even allows my husband to cook. Praise the Lord for that, right? Sometimes I come home and he's already got dinner prepared, because these meal solutions are so easy and so fast. And so what I want to do for you today is I want to share with you a meal that you can bring together in no time flat, okay? If you are like me and you are short on time, but you don't want to sacrifice the quality of your meals, you are in the right place. These Epicure seasonings and meal solutions are going to allow you to make amazing meals for your family, again, in no time flat, and they are good and good for you. Everything that I show you today is gluten-free, low sodium, low sugar. So if you struggle with, any hypertension or diabetes, if you have a restricted diet, if you are vegetarian, if you are any of those things, you can use all of these meal solutions. They will be an added benefit to your diet. So I hope everybody is ready. You can kick back, grab you something nice to drink, put your feet up and watch this class. I'm going to teach you today how to do some amazing things. So what we are going to make is we are going to make a Southwest salmon Yes, we're going to make a Southwest salmon. I'm going to teach you how to do a perfect sear on a salmon every single time. We're also going to make a Mexican rice that's fully loaded with all the colors and all the things, right? It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to top that salmon with a spicy salsa. Now, I like it hot, but you do not have to make it hot, right? So you do not have to add the jalapenos that we're going to add, but I'm going to make a spicy salsa and also a chimichurri sauce. Perfect for meats, for seafood, any kind of steak or chicken that you grill. A chimichurri across the top is going to take it to the next level. I promise you. I'm going to teach you how to make it today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring it together, plate it up, and I'm going to take some amazing pictures so that you can see just how easy and how fast this meal comes together. Are you ready? I am ready. Hopefully you are prepared. Now communicate with me in the chat because I've got Robert manning the chat, and he's going to let me know all of your questions and the things that you have to say. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to turn my pan on so that we can get rolling. In the meantime, tell me where you are in the United States, where you're chiming in from. Let me know who you are and where you're from. All right, let's get these going. We're going to turn this one on low. Okay, so first things first is we're going to actually make the Mexican rice first because that is going to take the longest time to cook. And believe it or not, we're going to make it in the microwave. Now, I know you might be thinking, make rice in the microwave? Are you serious? Absolutely. We're going to make this in the microwave, and it's going to come together in about 15 or 16 minutes. Now, what allows us to do that is the Epicure multi-purpose steamer. This thing is amazing. This thing does miracles. You can roast in it, bake in it, boil in it, steam in it. You can do all the things in it. It actually goes into the oven up to 450 degrees. You can put it in the microwave. You can put it in the dishwasher. It is dishwasher safe. You can also put it in the freezer. So for those of you who meal prep, who make your lasagnas and all of your pasta dishes and all of your rices and things like that on the weekend for the week, you can pop it in the freezer and then take it right to whatever device you're going to heat in. So this is like I said, it's good up to 450 degrees in the oven. It is food grade silicone. And so you've got the steamer bottom here. You also have the tray, which allows you to roast chicken, put some beef in there if you want to. You can put some shrimp across the top, whatever you want to do. That goes on the tray. This tray is also going to prevent our rice from boiling over in the oven. This steamer is probably our host favorite product and you can get it at 50% off if you host a class. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get this rice going, and I'm going to first start with some vegetables. Now I'm going to put some tricolored peppers in this rice. We're going to do a little celery, some onion. I'm going to do some tomato. I also have some Mexican corn that I pulled off the husk by itself, along with just, some tricolored peppers and some onions. And so we're going to put all of that in this Mexican rice. It's going to be good, I promise. So I'm just going to dice up all of these peppers, and while I do that, I want you to tell me, what is your major dilemma when it comes to meals? Is it time? Do you just get tired of eating the same thing? Is it variety? You know how it is, we eat chicken all the time. It's always chicken and rice, or some kind of beef and rice, and you get tired of the same thing. Is that your dilemma? Is your dilemma that you don't know how to cook, right? You're like, I'm hands off in the kitchen. I hate cooking. I want no parts of it. Is that your dilemma? Let me know what your challenge in the kitchen is when it comes to dinner time. Who's telling me to use my left hand? I'm left-handed. Listen, it gets it done. Left-handed people are creative. We rule the world. I love it. Fran, you're left-handed as well, aren't you? I love it. I love it. What's your dinner dilemma? Is it time or variety? Or do you just not like cooking? Anybody? So we've got our peppers chopped up. I'm going to do just a little onion here. Are they quiet in the chat? What is up? You guys are quiet in the chat. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Let me know what your dinner dilemma is. How often do you make dinner? Do you make dinner every night? Oh, both of them. Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. Because sometimes it's like, I really don't have time. I know I have to cook these meals for my family, but I work, I work, or I'm building a business, and, it's like I'm gone all day, and I got to do the family thing, and the mom thing, and the wife thing, and all the things, and it's hard to fit it all in. I get that.
Fran says we are the only one in our right minds. My challenge is making meals without help from my spouse.
Yes, listen, my spouse is standing right here, so I can't go there. But if you have that challenge, I had that challenge too for the first 5 years of our marriage. I think Robert might have cooked how many times, babes? 3, baby? 3? So it's hard. All the responsibility falls on you to make sure that there is a meal on the table. But the good thing about Epicure is it's so easy that even your spouse can make it. It's so easy. These packages, and I'm going to show them to you in a minute, like they give you directions on the back, and it's usually just a few ingredients. So now he cooks anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. Amen to that. They're so easy. They're even easy if you have a teenager in the house, somebody who, is young, that has the time, they can get these meals. One of my friends, her daughter actually makes some of these meals for the family, and she's only 17. So that's awesome, right? It's good to have help. All right, so we've got all of our veggies already diced. I'm going to go ahead and saute this in the pan, and while I do that, continue to share with me in the chat what you have going on.
Chantel says she has issues with time and healthy cooking.
Healthy cooking, yes, because there's so much trash in the food, right? You go to the grocery store and you buy all of these things from the grocery store. If you look at the back of those labels, there's all kinds of additives and preservatives, all kinds of things that's not good for you. The thing that I love about Epicure is we have what's called the never ever list. These are things that you will never ever find in any of our seasonings, any of our products. So things like artificial sweeteners, artificial flavorings, MSG or added MSG, trans fat, all of these things that you get at the grocery store that's not so good for you, you will never find in here. So these are healthy, they're good and good for you, and they come together fast. Awesome. So my pan is hot, and I'm going to go ahead and just drop all of these vegetables into that pan and get them sauteed off.
Kadima says she needs easy, quick meals that her children can make.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to show you in just a second. You want it fast and you want it easy. Things that you don't necessarily have to do yourself all the time. I'm going to go ahead and throw our Mexican corn in there with the vegetables. We're going to let everything just saute down, and then we're going to add our rice and stick it in the microwave. Hey Val, how are you? I wish I could see your beautiful face. It is so good to know that you are on this live. Just a little salt and pepper, ladies. A little salt and pepper, not much. I am doing great. Thank you. I'm going to add just a little bit of minced garlic. Now, I don't always buy my garlic fresh. I like to buy it already minced, but I always check the label to make sure that there's just garlic in the jar. Always check your labels to make sure there's not any extra things in there that you don't need. Oh, it smells good in here already. Okay, so while that is sauteing, I do want to take a second and share with you some of the meal plans and some of the meal solutions that we have here at Epicure. Now, I was mentioning before that these come together in 20 minutes or less. All of them do. All of them do. So you can have dinner on the table for your family, or your daughter or your son or even your husband can have dinner on the table for your family in less than 20 minutes. So I just want to share just a few of our meal solutions. This is actually a Cajun chicken stew. This is brand new. It was just released about a week and a half ago. This is like a gumbo. So those of you who have been to Louisiana who like a good gumbo, if you're from James Island and you love okra, you love a good okra soup, this is going to be the meal solution for you. It has all of the seasonings in here already. The only thing you have to do is add your chicken and add whatever vegetables you want to put in your stew. So for this one, it would be okra, maybe some corn on the cob, onions, peppers, all of those great aromatics that would make this stew amazing. We also have the classic meatloaf, because if you're Southern like me, meatloaf and mashed potatoes are a thing, right? You have to have them. And so this classic meatloaf comes together very fast, very easily. This one is my husband's favorite. It is chicken fried rice. You can actually switch up the chicken for shrimp and make a shrimp fried rice. You can do a pork fried rice, a beef fried rice. Literally, these meal solutions are versatile. Just because you see something on the front doesn't mean you can't switch it up on the back. And it will literally give you all the different ways that you can use these solutions. So this is going to tell you in bold. I don't know if you can see those letters, but in bold it's going to tell you the ingredients that you need, and it's going to give you step by step how to make this recipe. Anybody can do it, right? Like, so easy for those who are in college. Who likes gumbo? Val's, yes, so delicious. You can make it spicy or not spicy, completely up to you.
Chantel asked, what recipe do you recommend for weight loss due to health issues that lead to inflammatory disorders?
That's a great question. What recipes do I recommend for weight loss? All of these. All of these are gluten-free, low sodium, low sugar. I was just posting a picture in my group the other day of I've been eating these meals every day for about 30 days. I cannot tell you how much weight I have lost. Like, I put on a dress yesterday that could not fit me 2 months ago. I took a picture and put it in the group because they're so good for you and they're healthy for you. They're designed to help you to manage your weight. We also have desserts. So this is carrot cake. There's chocolate cake. There's chocolate mud pies. There's also a sweet banana bread. All of these are designed to come together in 20 minutes or less. They're designed to be made in the microwave, although you can bake them. And they are low sugar. Delicious. Even though they're low sugar, they are delicious. All right, so our vegetables look good. Nice. Yes. So now we're going to add our rice. I have 1 cup of rice here, and I also have 2 cups of chicken broth. Now, I am vegetarian, so I would use a vegetable broth here. If you too are vegetarian or vegan, you can always use a vegetable broth. You do not have to use a chicken broth, but my husband is going to eat most of this, almost all of it probably, and so I'm going to use a chicken broth for him. Plus, I want that bright yellow color in this Mexican rice. So you can use whatever you have on hand. I am going to add this rice and saute it a little bit, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Now, I'm going to let that rice saute for just a quick 30 seconds or so. Why? Because when you saute your rice before you add a liquid to it, you coat the grains in an oil or a fat. What that does is it prevents your rice from sticking or clumping. Listen, there's nothing worse than mushy, soggy rice, right? There's nothing worse than rice that sticks sticks together and doesn't like fall apart when you spoon it out. So sauteing it in a little bit of butter or a little bit of oil helps to coat the grains, and then you can add your liquid, and when it cooks up, it will cook up and the grains will still separate. Now, I did mention that we were going to make this a Mexican rice, right? So I have a fajita seasoning here. This is the Epicure fajita seasoning. It's got all of those Mexican flavors, cumin and chili powder. It's got garlic and onion, cayenne pepper, a little kick, right? Lemon. It's got all some herbs and spices. The only thing it does not have is anything that's bad for you. So no oses, right? Dextrose and all cellulose and all those things that you will find in normal seasonings. They are not in Epicure products. Again, these products are good for your body. You can be proud to put them on the table. Now, this is our 4-in-1 spoon. It is a measuring spoon. It's got all 4 measurements on it. If you're anything like me, you can't ever find the right spoons, right? You're looking for the tablespoon, looking for the teaspoon. It's all in one handy tool. These spoons are designed to fit in all of our jars. How convenient is that? So I'm going to put about a tablespoon into this rice.
Fran says reading labels helps with addressing allergies and getting all the nutrients that it benefits.
What'd she say?
Reading labels helps with addressing allergies and getting all of the nutrients.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. And the other thing that I love about Epicure is you will know on the back of every one of these meal solutions whether or not there are any allergens. It will actually say it on the meal solution. And if you're ordering from Fran's class, as you're on the website shopping, you will see that it will actually say, are there any allergens? Everything that is in the Epicure line is nut-free. So if your family has a peanut allergen or allergy or anything like that, you will never find it in any Epicure solutions. Now, we do have coconut, but it will say on the pack if there's coconut in it. If there's a soy or maybe some kind of milk allergen or anything like that, it will always be pinpointed for you. Awesome. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm going to add my liquid. Oh, it smells so good. Now, I'm going to do this. I got short girl problems, y'all. I'm going to add a bay leaf because I love the taste of bay in any kinds of rice. I also love a bay leaf in gravies. If you are making a gravy, listen, I know some of y'all are Southern. You got to know how to make a banging gravy, right? If you are making a beef gravy or a chicken-based gravy, add a bay leaf to it. It'll take it to the next level. It gives this earthiness that nothing else gives. I promise you, you'll love it.
Fran says she wants to look at the smell.
You wish you had smell-o-vision. All right, so this is ready. What I'm going to do now is, like I said, I don't want these grains to clump, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit of oil here. Now, you might be saying, oh my gosh, oil is bad for you. Not all of them, right? So this is a grapeseed oil. I also like to use avocado oil. Those are excellent mild oils that are actually not bad for you. Now, some of you may be wondering, should I use an olive oil, an extra virgin olive oil? That's an option, but the reason why I don't always use an extra virgin olive oil is because I don't like the taste of olives in everything. And an extra virgin olive oil has a very low smoke point. So it's used as a finishing oil. You shouldn't necessarily saute or fry in it. It loses all of its nutritional benefits when it gets heated up to a high temperature. So stay away from an extra virgin olive oil when you're sauteing and use something like an avocado oil or a grapeseed oil. Do not use any of those other oils on the grocery store shelves that are not good for you. So I'm going to pour this here into our steamer. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. You can smell the garlic and the cumin. I love it. Okay. I'm going to pour that into our steamer. I'm going to add the tray right on top. And then I'm going to stick it in the microwave and let it go for about 15 minutes or so. Now, your microwave may be different. So,
Val says she uses olive oil in everything. She says that's good to go.
Yes, so you can certainly use olive oil as a finishing oil. Use it to, drizzle over your pastas, over your pasta dishes. Use it to, drizzle over salads. You could even, make your, like your pasta salads with it and things like that. It's very good for you. It is an excellent oil. But the higher you heat it up, the more it loses those nutritional benefits, and it actually activates some carcinogens. So don't fry in it, don't saute in it, use it as a finishing oil. Awesome. Okay, so now the rice is going, and we're just going to let that go for about 15 or 16 minutes. It might take a little bit longer or a little less in your microwave, but you could certainly do it. Now that steamer, it sells on the on the website for about $54. That you can get as a half-priced item if you host a cooking class. So, Fran, if you want that steamer, you can get it as a half-priced item. For those of you who are thinking about, oh my gosh, she's just cooking and making money while she's doing it, I can do that. If you want to become a consultant, that steamer comes in the business kit. Okay, so now I've got a fillet of salmon here. And this salmon is sitting on ice, so I'm going to take it off. Of course, I don't want to cross-contaminate my board. So I'm going to put this silicone down, and I'm going to take this salmon fillet and set it right on here. Now, the key to salmon, listen, the key to salmon is not to cook it too long, but also not to keep flipping it over and over and over again. If you want a nice brown sear on a salmon fillet, not just salmon, but also steak, also chicken breast, put it down in your pan, presentation side down, and leave it alone. Listen, I know some of you are flipping and flipping and flipping. I used to do the same thing. But I learned as a chef that you do not mess with it. If you want that nice brown golden crust, put it in the pan, presentation side down, and leave it alone. So we're going to season up this salmon here, and I'm going to use the same fajita seasoning because we want to make sure that our flavor profiles stay the same, right? We put it in the rice, we're going to put it again in the salmon. And here's the thing that I love with Epicure. You can go heavy-handed because, again, we are very sodium conscious, so there's not a lot of salt in these seasonings. There's just a lot of flavor. So we're going to get that seasoned up, and we're going to get that in the pan. Now I am going to add some salt because I don't struggle with hypertension. Although I need to see if my husband does, because his sugar and his salt is off the chain sometimes. He loves to put chicken broth on everything. He eats a lot of ramen. I always say his soul is Asian because he eats a lot of Asian food. But I don't have to wash my salt, and I'm probably going to eat this fillet. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of salt to it. Do we have any other questions? Does anybody love salmon? Anybody make salmon at home? I think I heard Fran say that she loves salmon. She was the one who chose this menu, by the way. So she must love Mexican food like I do. Who? Janine says, oh, is Janine here? Hey, honey. Val makes salmon? Val, do you ever flake it and eat it over rice? Remember when we were younger back in the day? My grandfather used to make it all the time. He would make canned salmon with onions and peppers, and we would eat it over rice. Sometimes I make a salmon fillet and flake it with salt and pepper and onions and peppers, and then just saute it and eat it over rice. Do you ever make it like that?
They also make salmon, and then Fran says Chris sodium hot sauce sprinkler and loves salmon. He watches Yes. Tell Chris to stop with all that hot sauce.
I love it. I eat salmon a lot. Salmon is excellent for you. I just had someone tell me the other day that she went to the doctor and her cholesterol was high. And so she went home and for 30 days she changed her diet and went back 30 days later and had it tested again, and her cholesterol had come down to normal levels. When her doctor asked her what did she do, she said, I added salmon to my diet 3 times a week. So these omega-3s are heart healthy and fantastic for you. So I'm going to put that in the pan and I'm not going to touch it, right? The key is to make sure that you don't move it too early so that I can get that nice golden brown crust. Now, as I was saying, we use the fajita seasoning for the salmon, and like I was telling you, like these seasonings don't have any extra, no preservatives, no additives, nothing that's not good for you, good for your body, good for your family. And you can find all kinds of seasonings on our website. So there's fajita seasonings, there's curries if you like Indian food, there's Asian seasonings if you like stir fries, if you want to take your family to Japan for a second, there are all kinds of seasonings, and there are staples like cinnamon and turmeric, like rosemary and thyme, those things that we cook with all the time. You want to make sure that they're quality seasonings sourced from good places. With Epicure, you can trust that they are good and good for you, and you never have to doubt, and you don't even have to read labels, because I promise you there's nothing bad in there. Okay, so let's make
the mango curry.
The mango curry. Who said that?
Quanah.
Oh, hey, Quanah! Hi! I didn't know you were here. I'm excited to have you here. So Quanah is also a chef. Those of you who are in Charleston, listen, look her up. She is called the Unicorn Chef, and she makes all kinds of amazing meals. And the other day, she bought our mango curry seasoning, and she made a slaw with that curry. She added plums to the slaw. She's fancy, y'all. That looks so good. She added it on top of a chicken breast on a sandwich. It looked amazing. Look her up. She's the Unicorn Chef. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a couple of sauces, because you have to have a sauce to tie the dish together, right? So if you're going to have rice on the bottom and then you're going to put a salmon fillet on the top, we got to put some kind of sauce, something to, bring out the flavors and tie the whole dish together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick salsa. Now, I know you think that it's hard to make salsa. You go to your favorite Mexican restaurant and, you love the salsa that they make there. You can make it at home really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our poco picante. Now, in Spanish, that means just a little spicy. It has a little kick to it, yes. But I'm going to add some jalapenos because I like a spicy salsa. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my trusty Epicure knife. It is a ceramic knife. I love it. It comes in the business kit. So I'm going to just dice up these tomatoes here. It's just one tomato, actually. It's one really big one, and that is all you need. You do not need a whole lot, right? It's very simple. Again, these recipes only require very simple ingredients. You do not need a lot of things, right? That's how you get in and out of the kitchen quickly. I'm going to put it all here in my mortar and pestle. But what you might want to do, if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you can... Oh, my salmon's making noise back there. It's fine. Robert's ready to run. It's fine. But if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you can also just add this to your blender. You can add it to your food processor. You can chop it by hand if you want to. I like to use the mortar and pestle because it gives me texture, because I like a chunky salsa, but it also gives me, all those juices commingling that I like. So we're going to add that. That is 1 tomato, along with 2 tablespoons. As you can see, my jar is getting low. I make this salsa literally every week. I love Mexican food. My husband says I eat nachos every night. Not every night.
Everybody likes the way you use the knife.
Awesome, good. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of this. I always add a little bit more because, again, I like it spicy. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of jalapenos, not much. Who is it? Oh, hi, Tanya. Welcome. Oh, I'm so excited that you guys are here. Thank you for coming. So I added just a little bit of jalapenos. And then I also want just a little onion. Now, this is not in the recipe on the back of the jar because all of that is included in the seasoning. But you know me, I tend to be team extra. Janine, I know that's one of your favorites. We love it. I can eat nachos every day. Last night I had nachos and I had an enchilada. It was so good. It was so good. So now I've got everything in here. And I don't need any extra seasonings. I don't need anything else. It's going to come together perfectly. I'm going to check my salmon.
Joe says you're Mexican, I'm Asian.
Perfect.
Tanya says happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Hey, Tanya. Come on in. Welcome.
Joe says you're Mexican, I'm Asian.
Carolyn says, I'm Mexican, she's Asian. Oh, you're Asian. Yes. Yes, and so in our house there's always Mexican available. I was asking Fran what she wanted to make for her class, and when she chose a Southwest menu, I laughed because I'm like, oh, I already have all of those ingredients in the house.
Janae's here.
Hi, Janae. Happy Saturday. Janae went live in the group the other day. She made some shrimp fried rice with a chicken fried rice solution, and it looked amazing.
I love the
You like the camo? Thank you. My entire wardrobe is camo. So I am literally just bringing this salsa together in this mortar and pestle, and it is coming together perfectly, and I can already smell those jalapenos. It's hot. Oh, it's so good. I love this poco picante. I've already gone through 2 jars of it because I literally make this salsa every single week.
Jimmy loves the comment reader work.
Huh?
Jimmy loves the comment reader work. You get one.
I love it. So that salsa is done, and I'm going to show it to you at the end. I'm going to pull our salmon off of the burner. Now it is finished with salmon. What you want to do is once you put it presentation side down in the pan, just look to see that it turns opaque right there in the middle. If you look at that line, that's when you know it's time to flip it. Don't flip it before then. Listen, those of you who are grilling this summer, I know you're going to pull out the grill and do all the things. Don't be flipping the meat over and over again. You want those nice char marks, those nice grill marks, right? So leave it alone and let it cook. Awesome. Last sauce and we're done. So now we're going to do a chimichurri. As you can see, this is a new jar because I love chimichurri. It is perfect on everything. It's just a blend of all kinds of herbs and spices. So it's got, some oregano in there. It's got some basil and some thyme in there, all kinds of herbs. It's got sea salt and garlic. And it is perfect for putting over steaks, over salmon, over shrimp even. This is really big in cultures like Brazil and Argentina. They love their chimichurri. And so I'm going to teach you how to make it. It literally just has a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of this seasoning. Oh, it's so good. It lightens up everything that you eat and takes it literally to a different level. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this chimichurri, and it tells me on the back, remember everything that you need to learn how to make is on the back of the jars and the packages, right? So it tells me 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and that's it. Tanya, what? Yes, you need to do that. I saw you making that General Tao the other day on camera. It was amazing. That's one of our favorites. We eat that a lot. All right, so 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of water. And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is where you can use your olive oil. Remember, I said olive oil is better for sauces, better for finishing, better for drizzling, and not for frying, right? So we're going to use now our 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're just going to bring all of this together. And we are done. I told you it would come together fast, and I did a lot of talking and cheering. All right, we're just going to stir this together here. So our salsa is done, our chimichurri is done, our salmon is done, and then the only thing left is our rice, which has, looks like 46 seconds. So we're gonna plate up. Awesome. Now, let's plate. So I've got a plate here, and it has just a little bit of greens. Of course, you always want to have a little bit of greens on a plate. You always want to use lemon. Now, I was sharing in my group the other day. If you are not in my group, get all the cooking tips, all the hacks, all the product releases in the Cook with Coach group. So if you are not in my group, I was sharing the other day the importance of adding citrus to your meals. Lemon is not just a great decoration on your plate. It's not just a great way, to make your plate look beautiful. Lemon has a purpose. So when you go to a restaurant and there's a lemon slice on the side of your plate, take that lemon slice and literally put the juice of that lemon or that wedge all over your meal. Why? Because that acid in the lemon is going to help you to digest your food a lot better. So especially with fried foods. Now, it takes things like fried shrimp and fried fish to the next level. That citrus pop is delicious, but it also helps to break down the grease, right, that you fried in. And so you don't want to be eating a lot of greasy foods without having something to help you digest it. And so I always put lemon over everything. Thank you, Fran. Listen, a lot of this I learned from you. I watched you cook growing up. I watched you bake growing up. And you and Kathy, y'all made me love cooking and baking. And so thank you for that. All right, so let's take a look at this rice. Now, we talked about the steamer and how amazing the steamer is. Make sure you use something to take your steamer out of the microwave because it is going to be hot. Do not burn yourself, okay? So make sure you use a kitchen towel. Oh, I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much. All right. Woo, look at this Mexican rice. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like cumin and all of those Mexican flavors. You can see the corn and the peppers. I'm going to show it to you guys.
Chantel asks, what's a substitute for citrus?
What's a substitute for citrus? So a great substitute, even if you don't use lemon or lime or orange, which are all citrus, you can also use a little bit of vinegar. But remember, vinegar is a lot more acidic. So it will change the taste of your meal. So only use a little tiny bit. But what you're looking for is a good acid, right? Something to neutralize the fat that's in your meal and to help you to digest the carbs a lot better. That's a good question. Thank you, Chantal. Good question. Anybody else have any questions while we plate? Now, if you want to host your own cooking class, thank you to Fran for hosting this cooking class. As you guys order these products and these meal solutions, Fran is going to get a ton of free things. She's going to get 10% or more of all of your sales in free products for herself and for her family. She's also going to get a half-priced product or more. So she's probably going to want the steamer, I'm thinking. She'll get it half-priced. But if you're interested in hosting a cooking class, let me know and we will certainly get one on the books. I will personally give you $40 for free products or $40 in free products credit if you host in July. Yeah, so you could potentially have hundreds of dollars of free things. So look at this rice. Look at this rice. I don't know how well you're able to see it. I can get a little bit closer, but it comes out perfectly and you can see all the colors and it smells amazing. So let's plate up. And then I will let you guys go. So we've got a plate here that has some greens and some lemon on it. I'm going to then put about, I don't know, 2 big cooking spoons of rice. It smells delicious, Val. It smells amazing.
Tanya says it looks amazing.
Thank you, Tanya.
Such reminds us awesome class. Please note that my gifts will be donated to SC State University students.
Oh, nice. Oh, aren't you so generous? You have such a giving heart. I love it. Okay, so we've got our salmon on here, and now what I want to do again is I'm going to make this plate look amazing. So I'm going to take some of our salsa, and I'm afraid to show you the salsa because I think it might fall out, but can you see that? That looks good. It smells good. It smells like jalapenos. And so I'm going to put just a little bit of salsa across the top. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. This is making me hungry. I'm going to devour this. And then just a little bit of chimichurri on the top of that. And we are done. Look at that. So beautiful. Now, look at this plate. Is this not something that you would love to put on the table in front of your family? 20 minutes or less. Now, it took me a little bit more time because I'm sharing products with you. I'm sharing product information with you. I'm sharing Epicure with you. I'm asking questions and entertaining you. But you could do this in 20 minutes or less. It looks fantastic. It smells amazing, and I'm ready to eat it.
Val says in that salmon I'm looking next to you.
Come on. I would love to have you as a neighbor.
Julie says it looks perfect. It's perfect. Tanya says, wow.
Yes, so good, right? Tanya, you have to fix this. You have to make this recipe in your classes.
Denise just joined.
Hello, Denise. Hi.
It looks beautiful.
Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so glad you joined us. So for those of you who are still hanging out, thank you so much for joining this cooking class. I appreciate you guys. So Fran, I hope you have gotten some amazing ideas. You are able to share some of these with your circle, with your friends, with your family. I know that you are going to make some amazing choices for your free choices and also your half price items. For anybody who wants to cook or book their own cooking class, definitely let me know in the comments and we'll make sure we'll get you on the schedule for July. And Fran will also be, rewarded for you booking a cooking class from her cooking class. But even more than that, I hope that you have gotten some cooking tips on how to make a perfect salmon, some cooking tips on how to make, great rice, for also, how to season things well and kick up the flavor, right? You don't have to eat chicken and rice all the time, do something different. This is something you could do for your family that's quick and easy. So I have put Fran's link to shop Epicure on this video. It is in the description. Go try a few things, right? Maybe you want to try some of these seasonings that we use today. Maybe you want to try this gumbo, right? The meal solutions, the shrimp fried rice or chicken fried rice. Again, they're all good for you and they're good for your family. You can be proud to put them on the table in front of your children, in front of your husband. That's a good thing. I feel great every time I put a meal on the table and I know that what he is eating is good for him and that it will actually benefit his body, benefit his life, right? Give him energy, give him strength. That's good. That's a good wife, isn't it? Somebody pat me on the back. I love y'all. Thank you guys for coming today. This live is going to be available in this group if you want to go back and watch it and get some tips. Other than that, happy shopping and thank you so much for cooking with Coach. Take good care. Bye. I love all these comments. It's so fun. Good. Bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Awesome. Take good care. Bye-bye.